Hello again, and thank you for joining Jeff and Jenny's Classic Restorations. Well, a bit of a change today, as I mentioned last week. We'll give the BSA Aerial 3 a bit of a rest for a week, but I need to get started with this. At least the temperatures are reasonable now instead of -5 out here. But I did say I was going to start on this Jaguar XF 2010. It's a 3-litre diesel. It has been running fine until my father-in-law went away in October, due back in March. So I was planning just to keep it running, drive it around and what have you. But the first time I went out to start it, just click, 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 wouldn't turn over. So my father-in-law last year, not that long ago, bought a new battery for it because we had the same sort of problem. It's almost like the connectors weren't connecting onto the battery. We redone that several times and it would work again. And then sometimes the father-in-law would go and start it, it would do the same thing, click, click, click. He slammed the door and it worked again. Well, anyway, about a month ago, I did have a go at doing this, and it's completely dead now. Won't do anything. Even though I took the battery out to charge it, so it wouldn't charge, it was full. So I believe there is a fuse for the battery, which my feeling is it's gone. You can get them on eBay second hand. I'll put a picture of what they actually look like, but for the life of me, I have not been able to find where it is. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to clear the boot out completely and then try and trace these wires around and see if I can find this main fuse, which I think perhaps was on the way out. That's why it was clicking. But this is not really a how to do. I want some help really. This is how do I do. So bear with me. I'm going to clear the boot out in a minute, and then it gives me a clear run inside there then to try and find this fuse, battery fuse. But if you do happen to know where it is, please let me know, which will really make life easy if I don't find it. Anyway, I'll get the boot open and we'll get started. I'll clean the boot out. Right, for anyone that's got one of these XFs, you're probably aware anyway, but because it's got no power, we need to get into the boot. So you've got this emergency key, which is you just push this little button down and the key will slip out of that. Now under here, I'll just show you briefly if you don't know, but I have seen a few people asking how to get in there, but I'll just show you underneath how we get into the boot. Right, so if we just look under the chrome panel here, there's a little black cover normally on there, which I've taken off for now anyway, and then the key just goes into this little slot here. There we go, and that's emergency opening of the boot if you can't get in there. So plan is, I've taken out the other day, a month or so ago, the cover, the wheel cover in there, that's in the front. I'm going to clear this out completely, just gives me a clear run to have a look inside here. This is the rear fuse box over here, but as I say, I can't find this battery fuse anywhere. So I'll have a look. I'll check the battery again, see if it does need charging, but let's have a look around. Right, well, I've had a little bit of a play around with this battery. I put luckily I've still got the extension lead from the electric car, so that was able to get me, because it's quite away from the house. But I did do a test with the voltmeter, and it was said 5 or 4 volts. Obviously that's low. So I plugged in the battery charger, which said 4, which is what I had the other day. But I had to go and drop the wife, and I left it on, and when I came back, it's running now. It's about 13 volts. So and I've also got a battery booster block thing here, which I'm not sure if it's actually working properly. It keeps switching on and off, and I'm not sure if it's something to do with this that's making it do it. But anyway, as I did try put the booster cables on, and the car came to life, but it was click, 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 click all the time. So I'm not sure what to do. So what I'm going to do in a minute, I'll switch the charger off. I've got some Vaseline. I'm going to try and make sure these connections onto the posts are a lot better than they were. One of them was, you can move it even though it's tight, but I'm going to put some Vaseline in both those posts and see if that makes any difference. Hopefully it won't be the fuse if it's if the car lights came on and that inside, then it's not the main fuse, is it? So I'll unplug this in a minute, get some Vaseline on those posts, tie it down as best I can, and we'll give it another go. Right, I've greased up the negative pole and cleaned it as well with a bit of emery cloth, and so I greased it and cleaned it. Now I came across to this one. This is obviously the positive, which I'm going to clean up. It looks quite shiny, but I did notice where it's gone now, a wire. Well, I noticed this one was loose or from somewhere, but it doesn't actually seem to plug in anywhere, so that could be something to do with the rear, if I put a tow bar in or something. But this one, I looked at it, saw this, someone's actually put some tape round here, and I looked, and that was literally hanging on by a thread there into this bolt here. So what I'm going to do, I don't know what it does, but it needs to be joined. So I'll take this off, cut this back, and see if we can get that fixed on there. Maybe that was something to do with it. So I'll get that off, and we'll see if we can get another clip that onto there. Right, I've had a look, and I haven't got anything as big as that as far as those. We're putting a new one on. So the plan is I'm going to try and wrap that around there and solder it, and then pull this sleeve up, heat wrap sleeve, pull that up, which should then tighten up around it, and we'll finish off with some tape as well. Obviously someone's bodged this before, it's going to look like it again in a minute. So hopefully get that on there, slide that over, heat it up, seal it in, and then just retape that up there. It looks like there's obviously been a fault with it before because it's been cut here and there. So I don't know what it is. It does go onto the positive side of the battery, so maybe some sensor or something. So let's just hope for the best. So I'm going to, as I say, solder that onto there, hopefully, and then pull that up, seal it in, and we'll see how we go. Right, so that is now soldered on and got the heat shrink thing in there now. I've taped that up again. It's neater than the last bodge there. Greased up with some Vaseline this post here, the positive. I'm going to put that on first, and hopefully we can bolt that on afterwards. I don't know what difference it's going to make. I say it was cut, so it must be there for a reason. So let's see what happens. I'll connect this up. Right, so both battery posts are now connected with the Vaseline. That little wire I've just soldered is now on, and would you believe it, all the lights have come on and they're not actually flickering. So let's hope for the best. Let's see what happens. Look, the lights are staying on. So fingers crossed, this would be great if it started. Let's just see. We still have the DPF light on, but I'm not worried about that at the moment. No, still the battery, I think. At least it's not clicking and clonking. So if I try the booster, I'm not sure if that is working properly, but let's try that. Well, all that remains now is for me and Jenny Girl to take it out for a test run, because it has been stuck for 2 or 3 months, 3 months now. So let's give it a good run. Wouldn't you believe it, I didn't know what that wire was for, but obviously that's come away, and that's why it was just obviously just touching slightly to get the click, 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 click. But apart from that, battery booster starting it up, I'll take it for a run, and the battery's fine, it's pretty new. Before I go, I just wanted to show you this technical bit of equipment which is useful for these. A few videos ago that I'd done on the Jaguar, it was called the dreaded low fuel sensor warning light, where you end up having to take the back seat out, take out the sensor, clean it a little bit, the connection, put it back in, and normally that fixes it. But I did see a tip the other day someone sent me, that you need one of these very important pieces of equipment, and if you have the same trouble, all you have to do, I'm not going to do it, but you get underneath, bang not too hard, just bang the petrol tank a couple of times, and just the shock of it actually resets it. So if you're having any trouble like that, don't keep taking the seats out now. Just give the petrol tank a little bump with your hammer. That's the most important tool in the car now, and that does solve that issue. My father-in-law carries that around, a brand new hammer for the job, and every time that comes on, he just gives it a bang underneath and it goes. Well, excuse me, I hope you did enjoy this video. It wasn't planned to be this way. The plan was to try and find that fuse, but as soon as I put the battery on, although it was clicking, the battery anyway was low, but it was just that little wire. So if you do have a problem like that, always check those little wires. Are very thin and they just seem to snap off. So as you can hear now, she's running very well. So until next time, we'll go back to the BSA Aerial 3 next time. You take care. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.